Weather in store for Middle Tennessee, but not of that variety.
No, it's possible tonight. Kind of an outside chance as we head through tonight. I was actually at Watertown Elementary yesterday talking to the 5th grade class, which I do every year. Supposed to show some video this morning, but there's a problem with video release forms, so we can't show the video. But I want to make sure I say hi to the kids. They were a great group, had some good questions, and hopefully kind of explain some of the severe weather stuff. And you know, knowledge is power, and the more you know, the better you're prepared for it next time it happens. And hopefully that storm was less than a mile away from Watertown Elementary School. And I made sure I mentioned this yesterday. That's probably the closest they're ever going to be to a tornado. So your odds of ever actually encountering one are, in general, pretty low, but we always want you to be prepared. This morning, we don't have to worry about that stuff. It's nice outside. We don't even have any fog out there in most spots around the mid-state. Looking at clear skies over downtown Nashville. Our usual foggy spot in Carthage is fog-free this morning. Looking good from Cookeville as well, and skies brightening over Woodland Middle School in Brentwood. Bright sunshine expected throughout most of the day, and with clear skies overhead, there's obviously nothing on the forewarn live radar right now. That could be a different story by late this evening and into tonight. Again, an outside chance of a severe weather threat shaping up for mainly the southern half of the mid-state. We'll focus on that momentarily. But let's get you out the door with some jacket weather this morning. Temperatures are in the 30s and low 40s. Really, they're all over the place. It's anywhere from 30 degrees in Livingston to 44 degrees just off to your northwest in Burkesville, Kentucky, 45 degrees in Murray, Kentucky. We're at 38 in Nashville. We're kind of the middle ground. In general, temperatures are pretty close to where they're supposed to be this time of year, but just a few spots are a little bit colder. We'll even out these differences as we head through the day. Temperatures are going to warm up quickly. Lots of sunshine and a strengthening breeze from the southwest. Not enough to really push you around on the road, but a noticeable wind out of a warm direction. 70 degrees by noon in Nashville, up into the mid-70s for highs this afternoon. Now, the humidity is not going to be all that noticeable, and that does limit our severe weather potential as we head into tonight. But we're still going to have to keep our eyes on a developing area of storms out to our west that's going to come moving towards us, and exactly the path it takes has yet to be determined because the storms themselves don't even exist, and they won't until late this afternoon. So tune into Lisa's forecast this evening. At that point, the storm should be on the radar, and we'll have a better idea of exactly where they're going. If they move in our direction, they're going to cross over the Tennessee River by about 9-10 o'clock towards Metro Nashville just after midnight, or just before midnight, rather. This particular forecast model pushes the strongest storms farther off to our southwest and really pushes them down into Mississippi and Alabama. But there's a chance some other forecast data lifts that a little farther north, so we'll keep an eye on it. At worst, we're still talking about an outside chance of a damaging wind threat, and it's going to pass through very quickly. By early tomorrow morning, just a few lingering showers on the radar simulation, and things will dry out. Storm Prediction Center is leaving most of the mid-state in a marginal risk of severe weather. That's a level 1 out of 5. So this, again, is kind of a borderline threat. Damaging winds, the main concern there. The greater severe weather risk will be where the storms initially take shape in southern Missouri and in northern Arkansas. So let's talk about the weekend, because we've been saying that word that begins with S. Snow, at least the possibility of snow. Initially, as it moves towards us, Saturday morning looks dry. It'll be cold, but if you want to get something done outside, just bundle up and get it done Saturday morning, because we're going to see rain showers moving in, cold rain showers Saturday afternoon, and there's that rain-snow dividing line moving into the northwestern corner of the mid-state by Saturday afternoon and right along the I-40 corridor by Saturday evening. Once again, this is one version of one model. There are others that have it a little farther south, a little farther north, and that's going to impact how much snow actually adds up. The farther south you go, the greater the odds it's all going to be rain. The farther north you go, the odds are you're a little better. You're going to pick up a bit more snow. That dividing line gradually sags farther southward throughout Saturday evening, and then everything starts to pull off to the east in the very early hours of Sunday morning. That forecast model adds up this snowfall pattern and these numbers. So this looks like a reasonable scenario at this point, with less than an inch along the I-40 corridor, especially on lawns and rooftops, because the ground is going to be wet and it's going to be warm. So even if it snows intensely, it's going to have a hard time adding up until you head farther north, where the ground will be a little bit colder and it's going to fall at an even heavier rate. European forecast model puts that heavier stripe of snow right along I-40. Not even going to put any numbers on this because I don't want it to go crazy on social media, but we're going to keep an eye on all the possibilities. I'll have an update with some of the nerdier aspects of it on the Forewarned Weather blog later on this morning. The panicometer, we'll keep it set. It allows some extra time. Late Saturday into Saturday evening, we'll let you know if travel becomes discouraged, but this is not a scenario where you need to go stock up on perishable food items because it's March. That stuff's going to melt pretty quickly, even if it adds up. 40s for temperatures on Sunday. That's well above freezing. Another slight chance of a rain-snow mix Monday night into early Tuesday. We'll keep an eye on that for you. Melanie is off this morning, so we're doing our best to keep an eye on traffic, and things are slowing down as you would expect this time of day. Showing an accident on Briley Parkway in the Bordeaux area. Also an accident on 70 out towards Bellevue. Looks like an accident on I-65 coming into town, but things aren't slowing down too much there just yet, and things are slowing down though on I-24 coming in from Rutherford County. Same thing on Murfreesboro Pike. So the drive times, you're still at 40 minutes coming in from Murfreesboro. That's not too bad. Everybody else showing a nearly on-time drive so far this morning. Do want to remind you that the SEC tournament is forcing some closures. Broadway from 3rd to 5th Avenue, 4th Avenue still open to through traffic though if you're heading downtown. Reopens Sunday at 8 p.m. after Texas A&M wraps up their SEC championship.
Listen to you.
Big talk over
The
Vanderbilt.
only way we're going to make the NCAA tournament is if we win the whole thing in the SEC.
Paul's an
My
alum there, by the way,
goodness.
so he has that going for him.
You're going to get some hate mail this morning, 6:51.